Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see the green trees finally at City Hall. There's a bunch of concrete for months, I say. And you know what, guys? Speaking of trees,
There's still a lot of concrete there.
Go Leafs
There's a ton
go.
of concrete there.
I'm going somewhere with this. Trees go Leafs go.
There's two.
Go Leafs go.
Oh, that's where she's
Oh, for
going.
crying out loud. Okay.
That's where she's
Took
going.
us a second.
Yeah. All right, so we got to talk about this hockey game last night.
Thank you.
A bit of a no-hitter throughout. Like, the Leafs are up 2-1 in this series. They won last night in Montreal. Game 4 goes tonight.
Come back, kids.
That is the first Leaf playoff win in Montreal, by the way, since 1967.
Oof.
So there's some history happening.
What happened in 1967, by the way?
The Leafs had a good year. The Leafs were in full bloom, as Dina would say. Dude.
Stanley.
So, again, tonight on CBC and Sportsnet, you can catch this Leafs and Habs series. It is 2-1 Leafs on top. They're getting some timely goals. They're banged up a little bit. Nick Foligno didn't play in that game last night. We all know John Tavares is obviously out. But the Leafs are getting it done. They're up 2-1. They're kind of playing the type of hockey, Devo, that they want to play.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to that Habs team that was hitting and putting them through boards in game 1, because they're not here right now, and the Leafs have no problem with that.
Well, what we're saying, some of the guys that you're not used to being tough guys, like Austin Matthews in the middle of all these scrums, man. He's like, look, I got this. Let my hair flow out, get rid of the lid, and let's go, and let me get.
And he's scrappy. Grinning from ear to ear in these scrums.
Loving it. He is loving it.
I don't
bizarre.
like the scraps. There should be no fighting with the rock'em sock'em, boom, 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 boom. I don't like all this.
It's not rock'em sock'em like anymore.
So
It's
could
just
you
a little-
could you do another impression of Rock'em Sock'em?
Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna get you. You did this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Let's throw down. No, let's just play hockey. Why, as athletes, why do you want to run the risk of injuring yourself? Because you never know what's going to happen. If someone's going to drop a left hook or whatever, you never know what's going to happen. Why put yourself at risk? Just, you know what? Let your game playing skills do the smack talking. You know what I'm saying? Bring the fire on the ice, not the fists. Get it done there by scoring.
All right.
That's all I got to say.
Well, for the record, it's not like there's a ton of that going on in this series right now. So
It's like pushing and shoving.
Yeah, well,
Get away from my goalie.
Yeah.
I don't like the aggressive part of it.
I heard what you said about my mom. Like a little bit of that stuff.
I don't like
bit of
that.
that stuff.
I heard what you said about my mom.
Yeah.
They do that?
Oh.
That works? Really?
No,
Like,
that's true what they say out
don't
there.
leave that in like grade 8?
kidding?
No, the trash talk
It
that
is-
goes on in professional sports is unreal.
It is not
and
PG.
You pull from anywhere to get somebody out of their game
In their
mentally.
head.
Anywhere. There's
Sure.
everything, sadly, is fair game. Well, most things are fair game, but yeah, it can get real gross out there with some of the words that people will say to each other to throw them off.
That's why I like baseball. They're spread apart. No time for the smack talk.
Things get said a little bit in baseball
I
sometimes.
mean, it's 2 seconds.
little bit.
What are you going to say? Hey, how's it going?
You haven't seen-
Here I am on second base.
You
I
haven't
hope
seen
this
someone
other
throw
guy-
a ball at someone's
98
face?
miles an hour at their face. It's
or in
tough.
the middle of their
That's
back.
terrible.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's
That
tough.
That's
happens.
terrible.
It still happens.
So,
Okay.
so the Leafs are up
Leafs are playing
2-1.
great,
Again,
yeah.
game 4 tonight. If this is how the series goes, the Habs aren't winning another game. Habs got to get physical or they're done.
This back-to-back nights thing, is this new for playoff series? Because we saw Edmonton and
Edmonton and
do
Winnipeg
that.
just did it last night.
I'm not
It
used-
depends on this. Honestly,
It's a
Devo,
lot.
it's the sked.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason. Like, why is last night a 7 o'clock start for Leafs Habs?
Yeah.
Tonight's a 7:30, and Thursday is going to be a 7.
Right.
I have no idea, but it's just the way the NHL schedule comes out.
Now, guys, typically there's hometown advantage. They're saying now it's not necessarily a thing because there's no
There's no hometown
crowds.
watching.
So you say there isn't a hometown
Well,
advantage
there is
for
last
Montreal.
change in hockey. So if you're the home
Yeah.
team in hockey, you can, like if I'm the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens and Austin Matthews is thrown out there by Sheldon Keefe, I can then decide what line I'd like to throw out there, whether it's my skill guys or someone a little tougher to try and control them a little bit. So
Okay.
there is a slight advantage. But in terms of the crowd, it's nothing like we're seeing in the States.
Right.
I cannot believe some of the stuff we're seeing out of the U.S.
Surreal.
Full buildings. It is affecting games. It is swinging momentum. It's the way a crowd should be, and I miss it. I miss it like crazy.
You miss it. One of the moments I saw, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, it took me for a second to be like, I might be okay with this. Milwaukee Bucks, Miami Heat. Milwaukee blew them out yesterday. Playoff game happening there in Milwaukee. One of the players, Pat Connaughton, kind of does whatever, saves the ball. They're going wild in the first quarter. High fives with the crowd up front in the mix of it. Just, yeah, all right, let's go.
Like COVID wasn't a thing for the last 15 months.
I don't know who those people are. I don't know if they've been licking their hands, eating popcorn.
Hot
I'm not
dogs and
high-fiving
nachos.
anybody. But you understand there's hope to get back to that and to
Yeah.
be in the stands and to cheer on our Raptors, our Leafs, TFC, whoever might be the Jays. So there's hope.
There is hope. And there's no hope for the Habs unless they play. Carey Price, that should have been 7-1 that game last night.
He was unreal.
Carey Price was unbelievable. So if the Leafs continue this pace, this is going to be over quick. The Winnipeg Jets are waiting for whoever wins this series. In triple overtime last night, Kyle Connor scored. Jets 4 wins. Oilers and Connor McDavid nothing.
Sweep.
Sweep City.
Sweep tight.
Sweep.
Saw one of your tweets on the weekend getting a little bit of traction about Connor McDavid.
Yeah, people in Edmonton don't like that tweet.
No. At all.
The suggestion that Connor McDavid doesn't like what's going on, it's funny to me. It's really interesting how people in Edmonton just don't want to hear that maybe Connor doesn't like losing like this. Mm-hmm. It's a really strange reaction to me because here's some of the idiotic stuff I'm seeing on social media. Well, Connor has to be better too. Connor McDavid got over 100 points in 56 games, and you still didn't win the division. And you're going to blame this on him?
Killing himself
you
out
morons? Are you kidding me? He's the only reason you're afloat. He's the only reason you're in the playoffs. But Connor has to be better.
Hockey's
Connor has to be better.
He's a machine.
Everyone else earning a paycheck doesn't have to be. Connor has to be better. You have no goaltending. Connor has to be better. Give me a break. Are you kidding me? That's one of the dumbest things I've ever. Anyway, the Jets are waiting for the winner of the Leafs and the Habs.
Just gave one of these.
Coming up. So anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
He can only do so much. He's one talented guy.
He's one human being.
He needs them to rally around him.
He got 5 points in this series, didn't he?
5 points in the series. It's 4 games. You did not win the division with Connor McDavid getting over 100 points. And you're to tell me he has to be better against the Jets. He has to improve his game. Did you start watching hockey this week? Have you lost your mind? Connor McDavid has to be better? How about everyone else earning a paycheck? How about you spend a dime and get a real goalie, except some 40-year-old who's washed up 3 years ago? What the heck does it matter with you? This guy's going to win the Hart Trophy as MVP, but he has to be better? Are you kidding me? Winnipeg was the worst team in hockey going into that series.
Speaking of fireworks.
And Connor McDavid has to be better in this series.
Sid. Baby, you're a firework.
I haven't slept. And the city people on Twitter are telling me McDavid has to be better. Connor McDavid is one of the greatest hockey players I've ever seen in my life. He doesn't have to do a darn thing for your team. Zero. You need to surround him with people who can play. All right? You might want to start with that and stop criticizing the guy who got over 100 points in 56 games.
That's why I brought up the tweet.
This is unbelievable.
Sorry to bring up the
Devo,
tweet.
the human spatula over here, stirring it up. Okay.
We have no time for your fireworks tweets.
But you know what? They were just as fiery as that. Okay, and thank you for tweeting. We'll be right here with more. You're going to calm down. Don't check your Twitter feed. Lots more to come right after that.
Enjoy it. We're BT after this.